Thank you, everyone, for joining us here for the semifinal post-game press conference of the 2025 CUSA Basketball Championships. We are joined by La Tech head coach Brooke Storr and freshman forward Avery Aaron and senior guard Robin Lee. We will make sure the attending media here in Huntsville have the ability to ask their questions first, and then we will move to our Zoom audience. We ask that you please remain on mute until called upon, please drop your questions in the chat. If you don't mind, please state your name and affiliation prior to asking any questions. We thank you all for attending, as well as your patience. We'll begin with an opening statement from Coach.
Yeah, and give Liberty credit. I thought you saw a well-balanced team that moved the ball really well, and obviously they scored it well. I didn't think our defensive intensity and pressure was what it needed to be, especially with that much balance. You have to focus so much on their interior, and then they've got everybody that can shoot it on the perimeter. And really proud of our group. We're at 18-16, I think, and they go on the big run to end the quarter and then on into the second quarter where it felt like we couldn't score for a while. But really, really proud of our group and just the way they've grown. We've had a lot of young players this year, and an old Wiley veteran that did a great job leading them. And always hard to end, but really, really proud that I get to be their coach and get to hang out with this group of young women.
Avery, would you mind just telling us, you had kind of a few great games there to end your freshman season, some of the takeaways from the year and your performances here at the tournament?
Couldn't have asked for a better group. I think the reason that, we were such a good group this year being so young and, half the team were freshmen, some were seniors, everybody comes from different places. But, we were just a tight-knit group. So that's part of the reason why this hurts so much. And that's really what I was playing for out there. Because I know I have 3 more chances to come and do this again, but it won't be with this group. So that was really my driving force, because a basketball team doesn't play this good with this many people if they're not close-knit and care about each other, because you don't go out there and play for the title, you play for each other. So that was really what drove me, and we didn't get it this time, but we'll have other opportunities. But that's all I got.
Robin is the Wiley veteran, as Coach called you. As you kind of start to think about leaving your legacy here at La Tech, just kind of tell me about this experience here at this tournament.
Every year is different, but this year it felt like we had it in our hand and we just let it slip away. My experience, I gave the knowledge to them and tried to lead the way, and now I just pass the torch now, and I know they're gonna fight and they're gonna go to war for each other, because we're like sisters. Like, the moments outside of basketball is what I'm gonna hold the most on the court. We having fun out there. That's why I play this game.
Any other questions? You guys are good. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
All right, thank you again for being here for the semifinal postgame press conference of the 2025 CUSA Basketball Championships. We are now joined by Liberty head coach Carrie Green, sophomore forward Elizabeth Eyesdaughter, and freshman guard Avery Mills. Again, we'll open it up to questions in the room before we go to any on our Zoom chat. If you don't mind, please state your name and affiliation prior to asking your question. Thank you for attending as well as patience. We'll begin with an opening statement from Coach.
Well, I think there's some advantages to getting a high seed and get a little extra rest. That sort of was evident how the game started, and we were tied or we had a little lead, and I think that rest and for us having a deep bench really helped out a whole lot. So as the game progressed, I thought we had a lot of energy and played very well, and the legs and the competition and the craziness of the emotions and March Madness just up and down. It's hard to channel all that, and I really think the turnover rest period for us was a huge advantage, and of course you work for that all year, and so we certainly respect Louisiana Tech. They beat us at their place, and the game at our place was pretty close. I consider 11, 13-point game, about 5, 6 possessions. It's a whole different ball game. So I felt like our bench did well coming in, and you just play to survive and move forward. So we're excited to be in a championship game tomorrow.
John Manson of Sierra Red. Avery, you guys kind of controlled the game there. Louisiana Tech got off to a good start, made several shots early. But then I think they went, missed 13 straight. What do you think kind of turned the tides for you guys in your favor on the defensive end?
Yeah, well, I think the whole game we were just sticking to our stuff, sticking to our defense. We didn't really change anything. It was more just, executing what we were, our game plan was. They ended up just, missing those shots, but we're there to contest them and grab the rebound and, not let them get a second chance. So I think just, sticking to our game plan of our defense that we've talked about and we've worked on.
Sometimes when freshmen get to the postseason, the moment becomes big, and that clearly hasn't been the case for you. So why is that? Why are you so comfortable in this type of environment?
Yeah, I mean, I just really owe that to my team, my teammates, my coaches. They have so much confidence in all of us and in me. So I know, when I go out there, just do the stuff that we practice. There's nothing, Coach tells us, don't let the outside distractions, get in your head, the crowd or the fans or the other team or anything. So, just sticking to what we practice every day. My teammates, my team is just always there to encourage me. So I think that's helped a lot.
Along those lines, you have some veterans on this team that have been in this position before. How much have you relied on their guidance and helping you guys?
Yeah, a whole lot. Our leaders are, upperclassmen on our team. They've been echoing, so much throughout the whole year because they were here last year and they know what it takes. So every day in practice, they're pushing us. They're telling us, this is what's going to happen. We got to be ready for this. And, we all just really look up to them and we just, follow their lead, which has been really great. And, we always talk about we're one body. So, we all just stick together. So.
Elizabeth, seems like your team's playing their best basketball right now these last few weeks. What do you think's been so key for you guys the success you've had recently?
Yeah, we've been focusing a lot on the 95%, like when you don't have the ball in your hands. So like you need to put like effort in everything else you do, and especially like we've been focusing on the rebounds. So yeah, we've been doing everything else pretty well. Yeah.
I guess more for Coach and Elizabeth, but having been to that title game last year, how much more motivated and hungry do you think this team is being able to get that opportunity again?
Well, I think it's pretty obvious. You sit down at the table, you're ready to eat, and they say, nope, you don't get to eat. So you stay hungry. And I'd just like to compliment or share with you about this team. They're very close. They're special. The culture is great. I know everybody says that, but it really is. I've been around long enough, and I can tell when the culture is special, and they are special, and how they prepared for this particular game. They're great students. They're listening. They're watching, and they'll eat their little meal, but they'll be going back and trying to get that extra 3 hours of rest, and watching the game in the hotel that's going on, and then we'll talk about being prepared for the team, that whoever we're going to play, and I thought I can't skip over my assistants, how great they are, and having it all prepared for them, and for them to eat at the table and be prepared, to ready to go in to compete, and they're special, and I know that, and it's one body, as Avery said, and what Elizabeth was talking to, so much of our lives are always based on a shining moment, and we gravitate to that, and we see the Sports Center play of the day, and we all want to make that, but there's so much, and it's what she was saying, there's 95% of the game you don't have the ball in your hand. Okay, when you really take 40 minutes, and how long did you have the ball in your hand? Probably 47 seconds, and so when she says that, we try to focus on things that we can do without the ball, and they can be defense, rebound, pass the ball, understand where you're supposed to be. A lot of times it's just being in the right place, playing at a high pace, spaced out, and on the floor for balance. And as she said, the first word was effort. It all begins with that.
Coach, as you look ahead to tomorrow night, obviously you don't know you're going to play, but what will kind of be your message tonight and tomorrow to your team as you look to cut down the nets once again?
Yeah, they probably could answer that. I hope they could answer. What would I probably be saying?
Got to rebound and rest tonight.
Nothing changes. It changes. I mean, the worst thing, I've been around long enough, and all of you have been in sports where two championship teams meet, and Kansas City Chiefs supposed to won, but it don't happen because of preparation and distractions, and they're an awesome team. They proved it, but on that day, they weren't. So nothing, John, that's a great question. We're not going to change anything. We'll tweak and expect the effort that we've had all year in practice and even in the summer. So if it's not good enough, we'll live with it. Good question.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. We're going to get out here and get some rest, get that 3-hour advantage rest. Hey, Paul?
Yep.